And a good day to you, Explorer Nation. John Linsky, your ambassador for Alumni Affairs, here with Season 7, Episode 9 of Looking Back with Linsky. And we've got a very special guest, in person, festive mood. Yes, sir. For the second time around, an Explorer legend, two-time state champion, two-time Hall of Famer, winningest baseball coach in Explorer history, hands down. One of the best educators this school has ever seen, from the class of '83, the one and only Mr. Joe Weber. Joe, thanks for being here.
Thank you, John, for having me.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it.
It's been a while. And
it's been a minute.
It has been. So we decided we'd circle back. And obviously, Webb, we could take the easy routes and we could just talk about baseball. But you know, there's a lot more to you and to a lot of the coaches here than, coaching. And I've always looked at you as a true teacher who coaches who teach. It's essentially the same thing in a lot of ways, as we both know. So I want to get into that and some of the other aspects of your life. And, your baseball record speaks for itself. I mean, you were the first of the big three to win a state title. You won two. You put us on the map, and, hopefully you keep doing it for a while.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully this might be the year we get back there.
Yes.
But, it's, you mentioned that about teaching, and I remember when Brother Kevin hired me, he had told me, we're hiring you as a teacher, not a coach.
Yeah.
And make sure that you put the same effort that you put in the field that you do in your classroom. And I took that to heart, like on day one.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty sure about it, that, you need to do a great job in the classroom.
And Joe, when you look at, you've been here 37 years now, when you look at the people who were working here when you came in, I came in at roughly the same time. All those guys that coached, almost all of them were excellent teachers. And you develop that mindset, because if you can teach, you can coach, and if you can coach, you can teach. It's all about communication and organization.
I think so.
Yeah.
I was talking with Coach Casals the other day about knowledge and having knowledge, but having relationships. And if you don't have the relationship, your knowledge is useless.
Yeah.
Because you can be the smartest guy in the room, but if they don't like you or they don't respect you, you're not going to get your message across.
There's an old saying, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right.
It's one thing to have passion on the field. We both know that. But I've watched you teach enough that you bring it in the classroom. And no, you don't teach AP kids. No, you don't teach Moss kids. And you know what? Working with the average students, is it challenging? Of course it is. But in my opinion, it's very, very rewarding when that light bulb clicks on.
I think so, too. I agree 100% with you that working with the kids that I teach, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And first off, they're super loyal.
Yeah, yes, they are.
Right?
Yes.
They're the most loyal group of kids.
Oh,
in
they're
the
like
school.
black lab loyal.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it is rewarding, because when they tell you, I can't, I've never learned math, and then all of a sudden they start to get it, it is very rewarding.
And I've always said, listen, teaching history, okay, if you can't teach history, you can't teach, because it's exciting. It really is. Math is math.
It is.
And while you may not make it, it's hard to make it exciting, you bring enthusiasm to it. And organization is the key to success, and you are, without question, one of the most organized teachers I've ever seen. You've got everything planned out before the year starts for the entire year. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, I is it amazing? I don't know.
Sometimes I wonder. We can use amazing.
Sometimes I wonder if it's like I don't know. I just feel like it might be over the top sometimes.
Some people might
Yeah.
just think about that, but no, what you do is tremendous.
That's the world that I have to operate in, that I have to be planned. And if I'm not, I feel like it's just too much. Like I have to plan everything out. I guess you would call it OCD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And OCD, despite the burdens that come with it, can make you a very efficient person.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. You still enjoy teaching, Joe?
I love teaching.
Why? What do you love about it after all these years?
I just finished a class that I find to be one of the most challenging classes I've had in a long time. And getting up in front and teaching and having them realize that they can do this, it's incredibly rewarding. Yeah, I love coming to work every day still,
It says a lot.
Yeah.
What I've noticed about your classroom is there is a feeling of a team in the classroom like there is on the baseball field. And I think that's another aspect. When you can get kids in a room to buy in that we're a team.
We're in it together.
We're in it together. Yeah. And you almost, not that you become equal to them, but you're part of it.
We're
and
part
they
of it.
recognize that.
And
yeah.
if we don't do well on a certain topic, I got to look at myself, right? Like, what can I do better to make us better,
yeah.
in the classroom? So I have always approached it like a team.
And I think the term "we" is more important than I.
100%.
Not only out there, but in that classroom.
Yeah.
And technology comes and goes, and it changes, and there's this thing, and then there's the next thing. But the fundamentals always remain. And I think, particularly with your subject, yes, did it get easier for me as a history teacher when smart boards came in and stuff like that? Of course it did. But for math is math, man.
Still repetition.
Yeah.
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 Still repetition. And, the technology from my point as a teacher has been difficult. Teaching an old dog new tricks,
yeah.
right? But the fact of just being in the classroom, that part's never changed.
Yeah.
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 That part is fun, and and I don't want to say it's easy, but it just comes natural.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
and it's rewarding.
Enjoyable. Yeah.
Do you ever have a desire to teach the really smart kids?
I did teach a couple of times some accelerated classes, and I didn't like it as much, to be quite honest.
Because?
It wasn't as challenging. It was like the bell rang, and they're all sitting there like, we're ready to go. And there were no issues, and everybody had their, notebooks and calculators, and they were just ready to go. And I was used to all the issues that come to start before you even start the class, So,
that's.
But yeah, it was fine. But I know, like, my niche is where I'm at.
Your people.
Yeah, my people.
Now, an aspect of your life that you're very open about. You're a recovering alcoholic.
I am.
And
almost. I'm getting ready to hit a 20-year anniversary.
Congratulations on
you.
that.
Thank you.
And when you talk about addiction, the word recovering is always used because you will always be
100%
an addict. And it's a sensitive issue with young people, today's world that we live in. And, you've been very open about it. You've spoken about it. You've gone on the encounter to talk about it. Let's go back, Joe. When we were teenagers, I mean, listen, drinking age was 18 when I was a senior in high school.
Me
and
too.
we could leave.
Yeah.
go to the bar,
Yep.
come back to school. And I don't know, it's just the way it was. When did you realize, Joe, that you might have had an issue?
Um, I, I guess around mid-20s, I felt like I was starting to lose control of how much I drank. But really, at about age 30, I would swear I didn't want to drink every day, and I ended up drinking. So, right around age 30, I think I lost uh, control, and that was scary for me. It was scary that something had a hold of me, you know. Um, so it was a process of, about 10 years that way of still being in it and drinking heavily and an alcoholic and wrecking relationships and wrecking my family, things that I could have done much better. And finally I said, man, I don't want to live like this. I need help. And so that was the first step, just admitting that this is who I am. I'm an alcoholic and I need help. And so you say I'm open about it. No, I don't shy from it because this is who I am, right? And I just wanted to become a better person, you know.
What was the lowest point for you when you realized that, man, if I don't change, I'm not going to make it?
Well, my health was fading quickly.
Okay.
I remember going to doctors and my blood pressure was like 190 over 130 on a daily basis, and that's on medication.
Oh,
And
geez.
they couldn't understand why you couldn't get my blood pressure down. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of hard to understand. I don't know, but uh, obviously the drinking and excess was contributing to that. So my health was going bad. Um, and John, I wanted to be a better father, a better coach, a better husband, um, and I was just blacking out every night, you know. So again, being open about it, as far as who I am, I've never shied away from it because everybody's got everybody's got issues, I'll say, and carry baggage with them. And I knew that if I could put this behind me, I could come out on the other end a much better person, much stronger, a better husband, a better father, a better coach, a better teacher. Uh, um, and I can be there for people that have also struggled with the same issues.
What do you think the biggest misconception?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't answer your question as far as the lowest point, right? There are a lot of low points, but, um, you know, I can think of so many that were embarrassing to the point where, I'll just say this. We all get off on different levels, right? And where I stepped off was a spot that, thank God, I had never gotten arrested. I'd never hurt anyone in an accident. I was never fired.
Yeah.
I'd never drank on the job. So I got off at what I consider a very high point
Okay.
compared to if I would have kept running where it would have led.
What do you think some of the misconceptions about addiction are, Jeff?
Wow. The biggest misconception is that you can control it, right? Another misconception is you think you're hiding it, and you're definitely not. I mean, when I finally went to my wife and I said, look, I need help, she said, I know, and you haven't been hiding anything from me. So, you know, and I guess another misconception is out there that people struggle with issues, and they can get better. It doesn't have to be like that forever, you know.
You know, one thing that, having been around addicts and everything, because we all know someone or in the family, whatever, friends, is that, well, that can't happen to me. That only happens to alcoholics, on the bums on the street corner. You know,
Sure.
it cuts through all economic levels, all colors, all races, all
100%.
ages.
Yes, it does. It really does. And I believe someone could drink every day and not be an alcoholic. But other people, I think if you have that gene, which I did, and run through my family, and at some point in your life, it's going to take a hold of you and it's going to grab you, and then you lose control of it. And when I say lose control, I don't talk about lose control in the amount I drank. For the last like 8 years of my drinking, I would say to myself, I am not going to drink today. I'm not going to drink. I don't want to drink today. And I couldn't stop it. I knew I didn't want to, but I didn't know how to go about not having that drink either. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, it just, I just felt like I needed it. And I guess too, you know, learning new coping skills with stress and whatnot, certainly help as well.
You still go to meetings?
I still go to meetings, yes.
How important was it that first time you stepped into a meeting?
That first feeling I got was like, man, I'm not alone.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went in, I was very scared. I didn't know what to expect. And people came up to me and they're like, look, you're in the right place. You want to stop. You're admitting you're an alcoholic. We're going to help you. And I realized, like I said, I wasn't alone. I was around people who understood what I was going through. And that's why I still go today, is to help others, you know. I don't feel like, oh, if I don't make a meeting, I'm going to drink today. But early on, I was doing 3 meetings a day.
Wow.
Yeah. So I broke my day up into 24 hours, as they say, right? I figured if I could sleep for 8,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Come to work for 8, right? Now I'm at 16.
Yeah.
Spend 4 hours on the field and 3 hours in the meeting, I probably was going to be okay
Well,
for that day.
For that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is one day at
Yeah.
a time. Where does faith enter into your life? Because I know AA doesn't talk about God per se, but a higher power.
A higher power, and to
Yeah.
me, my higher power is God.
Okay.
I thought that my faith and my Catholic upbringing helped tremendously in gaining my recovery, you know, because when you talk about a higher power, mine is Jesus, and I had a strong faith already, so I felt like that was really helpful
Good.
for me. Like who else can you lean on? Like I can't imagine, like, if you don't believe in God and you're going through tough times, like, who are you going to lean on, you know?
Your talks at the encounter, and I've heard a couple, they're very impressive. And I think you understand who you are at Columbus, not blowing smoke, but who you are with the kids gives you total credibility. And I think knowing that have certainly impacted not only kids, but some of our peers as well, that there's got to be a sense of paying it forward, redemption. Like you said, you wanted to be a better person, better this, better that. So from your mistakes, you're trying to help others from making those same mistakes.
Yeah, and unfortunately in life, a lot of times, like, um, we gotta be in it to actually, we gotta make the mistake sometimes to learn by it. But uh, the truth of the matter is, most people in this are gonna be affected, like you said, with some sort of addiction somewhere in their family.
Yeah.
And I just try to let the kids know that if it's one of their parents or whatever, that it's not their fault, you know. And a lot of times, kids want to try and take some of the blame, etc. It was nobody in my family's fault that I was drinking. It was all me, and just that there's a place to go, you know. And God forbid if they ever encounter it in their life, that they don't have to stay in it as long as I did and can get help quicker.
Denial's a very strong thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
it
know?
definitely is.
Greg Allman said something one time about his struggle with alcohol. And he said the greatest truth about alcohol is it's the biggest lie in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect summation of the power of addiction. So here's a question. How does an addict, someone with an addictive personality, how do you avoid trading one addiction for another?
That is a good question. I don't. Obviously, I probably did with my dip in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
You know, I probably dip more now than I did when I was drinking. Um, so, but I guess you just look for signs of, hey, maybe you need to back off this,
Okay.
or something like that, or, you know, maybe I need to back up, step back a little bit. I think the biggest thing is that you're always in recovery, taking an evaluation of yourself on a daily basis. And I still mess up, and I mess up all the time.
Well, everybody messes
The
up.
difference is, now when I mess up, I realize it, and I go back and I try and fix my mistake. How I treated a person, maybe how I treated someone in class that day if you're having a bad day, etc. And you say to the kid, "Listen, man, I'm sorry about yesterday. I was having a bad day. That's not me, and that's all on me. I'm sorry." You know, and just being willing to make amends. You know,
It's one of
it's
the
hard.
steps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the steps, and it's a big step in
Yeah.
my life. It's one of the most important. Yeah.
Shifting gears,
All righty.
and thank you for being so open about that. And I hope that people can maybe pick up something you just said and then apply it to their lives if they're struggling. You like to cook.
I do like to cook.
You know,
Now that should have been my addiction,
yeah,
right?
you know. So how did you get into cuisine, Joe?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think my wife does not like to cook.
Okay.
So the choices were either we eat out a lot, which I don't like to do, or cook. So, but even to be fair, I liked cooking even before we got together. But yeah, I just enjoy it. It relaxes me, relaxes my mind. Obviously, you know, as an addict, you need to stay busy. Downtime is scary time. And
Yeah.
maybe now that we're talking, I just realized that's probably why I plan so far ahead.
I was going to say
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
because I don't do good with downtime.
Yeah.
I've
You know,
got to be moving forward.
yeah.
Adelante.
Yeah, Adelante, indeed. You know, idle hands are the devil's workshop,
There you go.
as they say.
Right.
What type of foods do you like to cook, Joe?
So I like making eggplant parmesan with my own sauce. I do for my wife chicken vaca frita. I don't know if I probably butchered the.
Yeah, but we know
Yeah.
we know what you meant. Yeah.
So that, and then of course I love the grill outside.
Okay. Yeah. That's the homestead in you.
There you go.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about country music.
Okay.
You love your country music. When you're
But
in the
I
weight
am-
room, are you branching out a little bit?
I do branch out. I think I get pigeonholed into country, but go ahead with your question.
I remember during COVID when, you know, there was nothing to do, we'd come to the weight room and man, you'd have that country music
Yeah.
just crank. What do you like about country music, Joe?
I like the story it tells. You know what I mean? Everything's a story. In it.
Yeah.
And I think I can identify a lot with, especially a lot of the drinking songs that go with country music.
It's too late to go home early tonight. Things like those classic country lines, you know.
Exactly.
You know. Who are some of your favorite artists?
I like Morgan Wallen.
Okay.
I think he's probably my go-to country artist. Luke Combs, obviously, really good. But to be fair, like I don't want to say I'm eclectic, but I have quite a variety of music, like
Go ahead.
Southern rock, of
Yeah,
course. I
which
like.
is very close to
Very close,
Yeah.
right?
Chris
And
Stapleton could have been in the Allman Brothers.
for sure.
yes.
For sure. So, yeah, it's not just all country in there.
Well,
I'll even go a little Taylor Swift.
you know what?
Shake it off.
Shake it off. Why not? Listen, she writes her own songs. She plays her own music. There's nothing computer. I mean, she could be sarcastic too,
Yes,
man.
yes.
And she started off as a country
She did.
country
She
girl.
Did. She
so
did. She did.
that's very interesting. All right, baseball.
Okay.
What do you love about baseball?
I love to compete.
Okay.
I love the camaraderie of being around a team. I love the fact that I've got the greatest coaching staff and their loyalty toward the program is just it's unbelievable. I've been blessed over the years to have so many great coaches that just help us become better. And finally, also, I've loved having great players here. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been around some really good players, and they have been a lot of fun to watch grow and even have careers in the game.
Do you still feel that boys of summer enjoyment when you walk out there?
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely. And then my wife always, she knows when like I'm starting the season and my whole mood changes, and then game day is different than, and then God forbid we lose. That's not a pleasant weekend. So, but I still love being out there and competing. I really do.
All right. You're a student of the game. Your opinion, greatest hitter of all time.
Ted Williams.
Okay, very good. After Ted Williams, who of the modern era, let's say.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you think of Tony Gwynn?
Unbelievable hitter. But he's going to give you the singles and the on base. But guys who can change a game right away, I go to Ted Williams and Barry Bonds.
Okay.
But Tony Gwynn, just some crazy stats.
Mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling. It's like Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into pitchers, because that's your thing.
That's my thing.
If you had to pick your starting 5 major league pitchers, who would you go with? That's a tough question. I mean, you can go more than 5.
Yeah. I don't, I'll be honest. Scooble. Right, and we're talking. We're talking
all time.
All
time. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
I thought you meant.
No, not right now.
Well, Bob Gibson would
that
probably
guy.
go.
That guy would kill you rather than lose.
Yeah, he would probably be my number 1. Man, I'll take some Nolan Ryan on the mound as well.
Another one that would kill you to win.
Yeah, Bob Gibson, Nolan Ryan. We're doing pretty good with those two, right?
Right there, yeah.
Tom Seaver, Steve Carlton. That'll make Sciano happy.
The big lefty.
Yeah, the big lefty for sure. So just so many, right? Like Pedro Martinez in a more modern era.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I'd like to close it with Mariano Rivera.
You'd be silly not to, right?
Exactly.
How much longer how young do you feel?
I feel old.
Okay. Do you feel too old to keep doing what you're doing?
I don't want to say I feel old. I guess I feel good, right? So nothing has become like too burdensome to do, and then I've handed off a lot of the coaching to my assistants, who've done a great job and taken and run with it, and so. I find I kind of do a little less and less every year, and more so and just stay in the pitching aspect of things. But how much longer? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Taking it
one day at a time. It's interesting your staff is made up with so many guys that played for you.
Yeah.
And how important is that to you? You talked about loyalty.
Yeah, well, it starts with loyalty.
Yeah.
We even got Coach Frazier to come out of retirement this year, and it's going to help out. So, but yeah, the staff is the heartbeat of the Columbus baseball program, in my opinion, because they're the guys that make all this go. Danny, being the younger guy. Obviously can relate really good with the kids. Gary's Gary. Like, I don't even like. He scares me. Yeah. Gary's the man. So, and then you have Oscar with all that experience, and Alex Meneses, who played for me as well. And and Fernando Zarantz, who I played with.
Exactly.
Fernie, like, gosh, it's fun to be out there. You would probably enjoy the 20 minutes in the office before we step out onto the field.
That was always
the best part, right?
Truly,
Yeah.
truly, people it's unfortunate more people don't get a chance to coach with people they really like
Yeah.
and experience what that situation is all about. It's no different than the kids in the locker room. The coaches in the coach's office are just, it might be worse.
We
Yes.
are worse. I'm sure we are worse. No doubt in my mind.
But I would not trade those relationships,
No.
those memories for anything, because when you spend that much time with people, you have to get along,
Yep.
or it's not going to work, and it's going to affect the team, you know.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Exactly.
coaches' offices, they're different, man.
It's different.
You know.
Different.
You know, you mentioned your faith earlier. If I was to ask you, Joe, what does being Marist mean to Joe Weber? What would you say?
I would say that being present to me is the most important thing. The kids in the classroom know that when they come in, like, they're getting the full period of grinding problems. You know what I mean? Kids on the field know that I am going to do everything I can to make us better that day. So just being present all the time, and being there for them, to me is Marist.
Well, no one has done it better with more of an individual style than you. And I'm glad we just didn't talk about baseball today. I think it's important for people to understand there's more to a lot of us than meets the eye. And,
sure.
you know, you have walked the walk and you've talked the talk. And I appreciate you. And I do tell people, and I'm not blowing smoke at you because I don't have to, you know, you're the best teacher in school. Period. Period.
That's funny.
Because you can make those kids learn math. And, man, that's a gift. And I appreciate everything you do around here, Joe, and I thank you for your friendship.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Explore Nation, I'd also like to thank Albert Bartholomew and his family for sponsoring the podcast. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this other look at Coach Weber. And hopefully your sons will get here before he retires. And if you played with Coach Weber, if you went to school with him, if you had him in class, you know what I'm talking about. So until next time, Explore Nation, Buenos Tiempos, and Adelante. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.